Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a pretty big situation going down with Stellar Blade Blood Rain. Obviously, the sequel to Stellar Blade, or whatever you want to call it, right? The next game in the Stellar Blade series. And well, lots of people have been angry for many reasons, including the main character Evie. A lot of people saying that she looks too young or whatever, which obviously is absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, we've covered a lot of that, right? But essentially, there's been a new post that's come out, which has caused a huge amount of backlash towards the creator Kim Hyung-tae, where essentially he drops this music video called Wanna Be in Love. Obviously, you can see Evie is there, and it's a Stellar Blade Blood Rain music video, which I was like, okay, that's interesting, right? But it's gotten lots of hate because if you guys don't know, obviously people have been saying Shift Up is getting backlash after releasing an AI slop music video for Stell Blade Blood Rain. According to Shift Up, it was made using in-game assets, along with AI developed by the studio's own AI labs. People are worried about how much AI will be used in the game. And again, yeah, so this is essentially the video that they put out. It's called Wanna Be in Love, featuring Evie from Stell Blade Blood Rain, official original song music, 4K, whatever you want to call it, right? And you can see here, this is the whole video. It is pretty much all generated. They use a couple of assets from the game, but I'm pretty sure they use AI to, as you can see, move the character about and what's not. You know, it looks just AI, right? And I know a lot of you guys are very mixed in terms of AI and the usage of it. Again, my kind of thing is, right, I want things to look good, right? Regardless of whether it's made by AI or not. I think this looks good. Obviously, there's some scenes that do look good like that, maybe. But again, there are some scenes that look pursed, and obviously it shows you the kind of, I guess how a little bit behind we are in terms of videos. It has gotten a lot better from about 2 years ago, of course, but I think there still needs to be some time before it still looks somewhat uncanny and very, odd, right? And I think even a lot of people that enjoy either Stell Blade Blood Rain or even enjoy AI-generated content feel a little bit weird about this because a big company is uploading this. This is from Shift Up, and lots of people are worried as to whether it's going to be used within the game. Now, what I'm going to say to that one is, are you new here? Because a lot of people already know that Kim Hyung-tae, the creator of Stell Blade, the creator of Nikke, and a bunch of other games as well, he has been known to use AI a lot already, right? If you are suddenly getting outraged over this and saying, I can't believe he would use AI, I mean, I feel like you've literally just turned up, right? Like you're new here. I feel like you haven't been around for very long, and maybe you're just like hopping onto the Stell Blade bandwagon, right? Because again, he has been a long supporter of AI. It's been like very public, and people have known about it for a very long time, right? And it's always been a debate, especially within games like Nikke, as to whether they use it, as to whether they're going to use it. Like a lot of people that are very against AI are obviously people that are in the artistic kind of field and whatever. And I think it's understandable because, of course, it's like their job, right? This person is an illustrator and a game developer who also is very much into AI and has been for a very long time, right? And I think that's something that I kind of wanted to talk about and shut down, I guess, what people were saying. A lot of people are treating this as like he never did this before. Like, I can't believe he would suddenly like jump this out on us. It's been very, very well known. If you did your research, and if you did, know who Kim actually is, then you will know that he is a very big fan of AI, and that there's the potential that he is probably going to use it either in a game, any promotional material, or try to implement it into things in the future. So again, I do think that is just one of those things where if you are somehow angry at this or like kind of shocked by it, that's kind of your own problem, right? Because again, it has been very well known. It's been very well out there that this has been a thing for quite a while. Obviously, yeah, the video is over 3 minutes long, and apparently they also uploaded it onto YouTube as well. But there has been a very strong reaction to this, of course, because again, I do think like some of this video, like some of it, I think, genuinely, it does look pretty good. Like that first train scene that we saw at the start. Yeah, that one looks pretty good. I don't even know if that was generated, because I know they use a mix of assets. So maybe that was from the trailer. I don't know, because that looks pretty good, right? I don't know if they like maybe animated that bit to kind of like fit it all in, because it does look slightly different. But I don't know if that was generated too. I think that does look pretty decent, right? But I think like, for example, The singing scene doesn't look very good. And of course, they've animated her with like the production studio and staff. Like that, or I say animated her, generated her with like a fake production team, filming it and whatnot. So again, I think it is, it's pretty interesting. But it seems that they have used like a mix of tools. But it is like stuff like this that people really don't like, right? Which again, I think is interesting. I say you need to be using Gen AI even more to promote Stell Blade Blood Rain. The backlash will be great for the advertisement, and it will be huge. And that is something that a lot of people have been discussing, right? Here's where I think that this was a great idea, right? Because as I said, it's not been like, a new thing, that this is something that Kim likes to experiment with. I think, in terms of the market that he's trying to get into, and the people that he's trying to promote to, doing this probably is one of the best ideas, because people will be playing the game, right? People and content creators that are anti-AI or whatever will not play the game anyways, as them do not play video games. No genuine Stell Blade fan will drop the game over something like this, which of course isn't going to affect the sales, but of course it is going to affect how many people are playing, which is going to affect maybe if there's going to be another sequel. You want to have the biggest audience possible. And doing stuff like this is going to limit your audience somewhat, right? The influx of new fans from the marketing publicity created by the backlash must be bigger than the loss of sales from anti-AI players. Again, you can like AI, but you can also acknowledge the fact that is the kind of truth, right? If you said, my guy, the entire game is AI slop, I don't know what you expected. Again, I don't think that's true. I don't think the game itself is AI slop. But again, I think it's a slight difference. And the anti-AI crowd literally cried about the previous game. They don't play. Which again, that's also something that people have been bringing up, saying like most of them left during the first game. But again, of course, I think it does somewhat limit them on new players that maybe don't know about the first game and stuff like that, and stuff that's gone on before. Saying, thanks for sharing another song. Haters saying, delete this, holy slop. Saying, this is so ass. Disappointed fans saying, man, I'm usually a simp, but this took my plague from the game and kind of kicked me in the balls. Let's be real here. The implementation of AI-generated content in your games are tolerated by the player base, due to the fact they're touched up by human and/or hidden with human creations. On the one hand, Evie is always a godsend, so thank you for that. On the other hand, it feels a bit like AI slop. I mean, her profile picture is literally AI, but that's okay. It's clearly not 100% accurate to the model in the trailer. Where are the freckles? Where's the roll on her face? And yeah, obviously that's exactly why a lot of people don't like it, right? Because it doesn't look 100% accurate to the character. Lots of people were angry, but I think a lot of people angry with Shift Up and like confused and shocked that they would do something like this. Honestly, this was something to be expected, right? Was I expecting this to be with like this new game or whatever? No, not necessarily. Somewhere down the line, Shift Up was going to start to use AI, whether it's for promotional materials, whether it's for their games, whether it's for something like that. You could kind of see that from how much, Kim had been getting involved in that kind of stuff. That's essentially all of the kind of backlash that has been going around at the moment. I loved Stell Blade a lot. And of course, this is going to give a lot of people another thing to hate on about Shift Up and its games. I'm even more hyped for Stell Blade Blood Rain.